Hello and welcome to Mystical Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a VR response to Sylvain and the hashtag 7 decks for 7 deadly sins. So with this video response, what it is 7 different decks based on the 7 deadly sins. So we're going to go over them and let's get right into them. So the first deck is Pride. It's a deck that you use when you want to flex or show pride in the decks that you have. So my deck that is my Pride deck is my True Black Tarot. This deck is amazing. It is one of the most expensive decks I've ever purchased. And it is just, you bring it out and you get everyone going, oh my God, oh my God. So this is definitely my flexing deck. It comes in a beautiful magnetic box. The box is really nice and pretty. It also comes with a small little white book to kind of go over some of the descriptions, meanings, thing. And so it goes over that. And then the cards themselves are beautiful. So they're very thick, so they are a little bit difficult to shuffle. When you try to shuffle overhand, I can't even bend them. So they tend to be a little bit difficult when you go to overhand shuffling them. They're a little bit easier. They're not so bad to use, so they're a lot easier that way. And these images, so these are what the images look like. They're just amazing. And they have like this glow to them in the light. And they are just beautiful. The imagery in the colors, everything about these cards is just amazing and beautiful and just really catches your eye, really, shows you different things. This is a extra card that comes in it. It's called a knot. So this is a extra additional card to the deck, to the normal 78 deck. But it goes over, you can see the gold writing in there, which is just amazing. The imagery, like I said, it's just startling. It's just so beautiful. And it's beautiful yet simple at the same time, which is why I love them a lot. They just burst at you. They just go, hey, look at me, look at me. It's beautiful, beautiful red hair glowing. So this is my deck that I pull out when I want to flex, when I'm prideful of my tarot collection, I guess you could say. I don't really do it that much, but it's a great deck to pull out and have a lot of people go, ooh, a knot with. So this is the True Black Tarot by True Black. You can find the link in the description below. All of the decks that I have will be in the links below. You'll be able to click on that link if you're interested in getting this deck. So I will put them all here in the description for you. So the next one is Greed. And Greed is a deck you do not share with anyone. So my Greed deck is, I left one of the cards in. My Greed deck is the Star Child Akashic Tarot. So this deck is my deck. I don't share it with anybody else. I only do readings for myself with this deck. I used to do readings with it for other people, and then it really became my soul deck, I guess, what you would call it. I love this deck. The box is super sturdy. And the cards are just beautiful. They do have this gold edging. You can tell I've put some wear and tear into mine. So they are not as gold as they used to be. But that's okay. I love a good used deck. It shows that it's been loved. But what I love about these cards is the colors. I love the purples, the blues, the pinks. They're just stunning. And the author Danielle Noel has a couple decks, and you'll actually see another one of those decks also on this 7 Deadly Sins. But I just love these cards. They call to me. They're easy for me to read, and this deck just, it answers questions that I have. There's some decks I have that just, won't answer, do anything for me, but this deck will give me answers, guidance. It's great for it's great for spiritual work. It's great for general readings. It's great for money, finance, anything that you're looking to do, it will do it. And that is why I love this deck. And I just love the artwork. It is beautiful. And yeah, like I said, originally it was a deck that I shared with everyone, and now it's just mine, and I'm the only one that uses it. So this is my deck of Greed, the Starchild Tarot Akashic. The next deck is a deck that you are angry at. So this is the deck that I'm angry at. It is called the Naked Heart Tarot. It is by Jillian C. Wilde. And I love this deck. I love it. However, I am angry at this deck because it does not work for me. I cannot, for the life of me, do a reading with this deck. It just will not let me. I mean, I try to do personal readings, and it doesn't. It only works for other people. It's got this cute little guidebook. It gives you some spreads, some information on the cards, all of that. And then it also comes with this cute little map that you can put down and use it for like a crystal spread. I have not used it yet, but it does come with this. It kind of shows you how to do it. And then you have like a little spreadsheet on it. The cards themselves are great. The cardstock is nice. I like it, actually. It's thick but thin, but it's so easy to shuffle. They just flow so well when you're trying to shuffle them, and it doesn't matter which way you're shuffling them. They just go, and they're so nice. The imagery on these cards is beautiful. I love it. It's an animal deck. So it does have images of animals with pen and ink, and I'm a huge pen and ink fan, so I absolutely love this deck. Pen and ink's one of my favorite things to do when I do my drawings and everything too. And these cards are just beautiful. They're minimal, but they have so much information in them, and it even tells you on each card, what symbol, elemental, so wand, obviously fire, so you can see it right at the top. So it really gives you another way of learning some of the other additional elements to tarot other than just the meanings of the cards. And then it does come with an additional card called Naked Heart. This card is just an extra in the deck. But these cards, I love them. I love them so much, and I wish that they would read for me, but they will not read for me, and I don't know how to fix it. So unfortunately, until then, they'll be used for other people, but it is a deck I love, but I am very angry at right now because it just doesn't want to work for me when I want to do my own type of readings, which is sad because I love them a lot. So once again, this is the Naked Heart Tarot, and this is my deck of Wrath. And the next deck up is Envy, and it is a deck that I wanted because other people had it. And that deck is the Moonchild Tarot. So I started seeing this a couple of years ago on Pick-a-Cards, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And I said I had to have it. So I went and got it. So the Moonchild Tarot is awesome. It comes with this great sturdy box. This is another one by Danielle Noel. The guidebook is in color, and it's just beautiful. It's filled with details. It's filled with spreads. It is just an amazing guidebook to go with this deck. The cards themselves are beautiful. They are a little bit bigger than your typical tarot deck, so they're a little bit more. They're a little bit harder to shuffle when you're trying to do a rifle shuffle. They're just a little bit harder to do, but they're not too bad. The cards pretty much flow pretty free when you do them overhand like this. And the backs are this white with this gold inlay. It's just beautiful. I absolutely love it. And the cards themselves come with this gold edging. As you can see, this gold edging isn't as destroyed as my Star Child yet, but I have used them. The imagery on them is just beautiful. So it does come with an extra, I think there's 2 extra cards in this. That comes with Moonchild and Think Divine Wisdom. And the images on these cards is just beautiful. Once again, it's that same style where it's photo collage, and I really, really like these cards. I really enjoy them a lot. I think they're very beautiful, and I love using them in readings because you really get, you go, oh my God, what cards are those? It's amazing. So I really love them. This deck particularly works really well for me for spiritual readings. Does work for me in general readings too. Here's the other card, Divine Wisdom. And all their types of readings, but they really, really work very well for spiritual readings, which is why I love them a lot. I do a lot of spiritual readings. I think that's the main thing I do, but I do all different types of readings also. But these cards are just beautiful. It even has the symbolism of the top 2 that with the elements for the court card. Sorry, I had to think about that for a minute. But yeah, I love these cards. There's so much beauty in them. I love this. Like the 6 of Wands here is just beautiful. You can feel the happiness coming off this card. It's just amazing. And so that is the Moonchild deck, and that was my deck of Envy, because I had to have it because everybody else had it. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to find it. And it actually took me a while to find because I didn't know where it was or how to find it. Like I looked everywhere, and finally I ended up, I think I found it in a YouTube video. Someone had a link to it. I was finally able to get it. So, but it's beautiful. I have had it for 2 years now, and I just love it. My next deck is my deck of Lust, and it's a deck I love for aesthetic reasons. So that deck is the Elemental Wisdom Tarot by Tarot Teca Studios. I love this deck. This is the most beautiful deck I have in my entire collection. I love the way it comes. It comes in this very nice solid box. Has gold edgings on it, and it is just beautiful. It doesn't come with a guidebook, but it is your standard Rider-Waite system. So any guidebook for Rider-Waite will work with this. The edges are in black, and there's this silk matte finish to them. They are easy to shuffle. They are a little bit harder to do overhand just because they stick to each other. However, once you shuffle them for quite a while, they start to get a little bit easier to use. I have a confession to make. I actually have this deck coming in glossy version in the mail as we speak. And the reason for that is because I can just use, the cards are easier to use because these do stick together. And I don't really want to damage the black edging on these decks because it's just beautiful. So this is going to be in my collector section, and then I'll have the other Elemental Wisdom Tarot deck and to actually use for readings and everything like that. So the cards themselves, just beautiful. I mean, pure, vibrant, beautiful colors, beautiful imagery. I mean, this deck just shocked me. I was looking on tarotarts.com and I found it, and I looked at the screenshots for the pictures, and I was just in awe. The depth of color, the beauty of it is just amazing. I just fell in love with these immediately, and I had to have them because they were so beautiful. Because I've depends on the day, you know, time, whatever. But I've been looking for beautiful cards, and this really just hit me, and I had to have it. I love the cards too because they go with the elements too. So, you know, as the coins are really a symbol of spring, and you can tell like the showers, like April flowers bring May showers. The cups are summer, so it's showing this beautiful, clear, beautiful summer. The wands are autumn, so it's kind of got more of the sunset going on. They're just amazing. And this Tower card, I love it. I think this is the most beautiful Tower card I've ever seen in my life. It's just stunning. It's amazing. These cards are just beautiful. They're definitely cards that I love, and I really, really love working with them. So this is the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, and like I said, this is my deck of lust because it's just so beautiful. I had to buy it. The next deck is called the next sin is Gluttony, and that is a deck that I bought just because I didn't need to. I didn't, I just bought it, and just bought it on a whim. And that was the Ascension Tarot by Danielle Norman. This also comes out of Canada as well. This I found on Etsy. It is beautiful. It's signed. She actually signs them. And the deck itself is very, very nice. The guidebook is just a small little white guidebook. Kind of gives some details. Doesn't really go into too much, but it does kind of, give some answers, give some guidance and stuff like that. Doesn't really have any spreads or anything in it, but that's not a big deal. The cards are beautiful. They have this teal edging on them, which I just love, and they are very easy to shuffle. They're very, very nice to shuffle. They're very, they flow. So they are just wonderful. I love them. I love the artwork on the front of the deck. I think it's just beautiful. And the artwork inside the deck is just amazing too. I will admit, some of the readings of what the card is kind of difficult depending on the picture. Like this Three of Cups, you can barely see it. But other than that, I really enjoy it. I think it's wonderful. I love the imagery. It's bright. It's happy. It's almost like spiritually aligned, and I really like that. I've been using this deck for about 2 weeks now, and it works on every type of reading I have, anything I need to do. This deck is just beautiful. It's aesthetically pleasing. The artist, I love the way that the artist depicted things like temperance being a flamingo. I love that. And then we have the different cards. Like I said, the only thing that I don't like about this is that some of the writing is hard to read. But you can pretty much pick up what the card is just by looking at it, so you don't really need that anyways. But they are just beautiful, and like I said, I bought this on a whim. I didn't need it. I definitely didn't need another tarot deck, but I saw it on Etsy, and I said, you know what, I put it in my save things, and then about a week later, I was like, all right, it's calling to me. I need to get it. So that is my deck of Gluttony. The final deck is the Sin of Sloth, and so that's a deck you just use when you're feeling lazy. Well, for me, when I feel lazy and don't feel like really looking into things, I go for the Rider-Waite decks. This is my favorite Rider-Waite style. I don't really like the other Rider-Waites. Just not a fan. That's my personal opinion. But this one is just beautiful. This one I absolutely love. It's made by Loscarabeo, and it is just wonderful. So it's very thick. So it was funny, I actually watched a review. Somebody talked about how thin and bad the cards were. So they must have watched a review and redid them, because these are thick. Like, they're almost difficult for me to shuffle, because they are so thick. So that is the only thing. They do great overhand though. You know, they flow. They got this glossiness on them, so they just kind of slide, which is great. But I really, really enjoy this deck. It does come with a little white book with like 7 languages in it, just like any other Loscarabeo deck does. Gives you some spreads and stuff like that too, so that's always lovely. And then the cards themselves, so the cards are awesome because they're so much more vibrant than your typical Rider-Waite. They really bring out the 3D of the cards. They really make the cards jump at you, and that is why I really love them, because they just look better. Your typical Rider-Waite deck is very flat, very 2D-ish, and I just love the way that these cards look. A great example is the 9 of Pentacles here. So in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's very hard to see the details just from the way the colorings are, but with the new version, you can actually see a lot more of the details than you could in the first one. So I absolutely love it. It's great for days when I don't feel like really, you know, digging into things or going and looking and trying to interpret a Thoth deck. You know, it's like I just want something easy. I want to do my reading. I just want it right there in front of me so I know what I'm looking at. This is the deck I go to because it is just beautiful. It is Rider-Waite, but it's a Rider-Waite version that I really, really enjoy and I really like. I just think it's much better than the normal Rider-Waite deck, and that's just my opinion. Like I said, whatever opinions you have, they're all your own too. And they're just wonderful. So these seven decks are my 7 deadly sins. Like I said, I will have a link to purchase all of these decks in the comments below, or in the description below. I apologize. If you liked my video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to get new videos when I post them, and I hope you all have a beautiful and lovely day. Thank you.